son on his arm. And he's like, I lost my family. He did this.
No, I get that, but they're just gonna come right back. They're just gonna hire someone else. They're just gonna, another bureaucrat is gonna get in charge, and they're going to come right back. What? This isn't gonna change anything.
The fact is, we're not just sitting here.
There's a bigger coordinated attack. Is that what you're saying?
He just nods.
And Cynthia just says, take it from someone who chooses silence a lot of times. It doesn't make you feel better about yourself. It doesn't solve anything. It only causes more hurt.
Go ahead and make our persuasion check, Cynthia. Because in this moment, Cynthia, you notice, and I would say Drake notices it too, there's like a hint of tears in his eyes.
Think about it. You think about the fact that all the pain that you caused, or the fact that the pain that you got, that you had your family and all of you had to deal with, you were causing that on them. You're making it where you are no better than them.
You see his jaw tense.
And they're gonna retaliate too. Like they're gonna back and play them.
So go ahead and make your persuasion check. I'll give you with advantage on this.
Okay. Ooh, definitely need one. Rolled a 3. And let's see what I got. 20! Heck yeah! That's like a complete 180 of like a roll.
Let's go.
Let's go.
You see his resolve crack, and he goes, I can't stop everything from happening, though. It's so big that all I can stop maybe just the people here at Razor's Edge, maybe.
You can stop it by stopping the cycle of the violence that's going on.
He goes, follow me. I don't want to be overheard in the middle of the road. And he takes you guys, and you enter like an abandoned kind of mountain home. Not one of the actual buildings built on the ground. It's an actual cliff. And you see it's like covered in dust, cobwebs. But you see like there is like a picture of a bear folk family, and you realize it's Ted. And you see that there's like a wife and some cubs there. And he picks up the picture. And he goes, well, we got to figure out something to do fast, because we're not just hitting the tunnel.
How else can we stop them? I honestly don't know.
The tunnel's just a start. I don't know exactly when, but in the next few days. The train company itself in the town. If I overheard Alexa right, they're going for the castle.
From understanding the situation, you'll get in huge trouble if this doesn't happen. Is what's going to happen, is what's going on. Because your superiors are expecting this, right?
He nods, he goes, it's not what we used to stand for now.
Let me do a counter discussion of maybe we evacuate like my comrade had talked about earlier. Evacuate all the people out, and then we go and do the explosion. Then your people will see the explosion happen, and there's no casualties.
I can get on board with that.
have to work fast. Because your friend is back with Alexa. And we need to
I'd
get
be
her
fine
out.
with that train dick dying though.
Yeah, but any more targeted attack. Maybe someone just squeak.
Okay. He goes, that I don't mind. That guy's an ass. He worked a lot of our people to the bone, and a lot of the people in the city to the bone.
Could I possibly go and like rewire the cables to where, because I'm an artificer, is it a possibility that I could rewire it to where there's not as much damage that's going to happen from this explosion?
Go ahead and make it's a tinkerer's roll, right? Or what is the roll?
Yeah, it'd be intelligence, I think. I think it would be intelligence.
Yeah, then go ahead and do an intelligence check. If anyone wants to do the help action, they can.
I had a question about the tunnel. Is this tunnel actively being used by is this a complete tunnel? Or was it still in construction?
Still in construction. They got workers in there.
Okay. Yeah, so I was thinking just clear out the workers if there are any and then blow it.
I got an 18 on my tinkering.
Sounds like you don't need help.
Nice. So it takes you some time as you guys sit down to start planning. It takes you a moment where you start. You see that Teddy has some old barrels in the house, and he gives you the okay to use them, and you start basically releasing the ocarine fuel that is like strengthening this. And he goes, I do recommend maybe leaving at least one of those with the strength in it. At least the one that can be easily seen from where Alexa and her people are. To give us a little bit more time to make a mask of sorts.
Yeah, as long as they see that explosion, they're going to think, oh, okay, the mission was completed.
Ted kind of like, he goes, well, what about the train? He goes, the train is still going to go by on the bridge below. They're expecting the train to go down.
We could say we were late. We could say we were late for the train.
Do we have time to both like get the workers out of the mine and people off the train?
I think it's possible, but he goes, we gotta figure out a way. If we can get the people off the train, because I know Alexa's not gonna just trust us to just go do this. She has scouts probably out there watching us. She's not gonna let years worth of planning take this away. But if the train could explode without the passengers, that's an option.
Another option is we could Another option is we could talk to the train conductor and have him, or not train conductor, the guy at the train station, and tell the train conductor not to come. And then we'd have an excuse of why we didn't get the train. So they could say it's maintenance or something, you know? Like it wasn't working that day.
That's an option. Well,
we don't even have to convince him. We just have to borrow him for a couple hours.
Well, Jamie is a bit of a pushover. We gotta just make sure Alexa can't get to him. He is not very good at holding secrets. As you can tell, he pretty much gave you a route straight to us.
Train and just stop it ourselves. Maybe not the best.
We have eyes on us, though, making sure that we're not going to do exactly that.
Well, Ted goes, well, if we can find a way, he goes, hold on, and he pulls out a map. He goes, might be take some coordination, But if we split up, there's one way to do it. A couple of us evacuate, set up the cables, while the others. Do you see this bend right here? And he points to a part of the train track. He goes, "This is one area we had a blind spot in." He goes, "If we can take care of getting the passengers out within 5 minutes, it might be a little tough to do it, but we can keep the train moving after."
That's a galaxy.
Because the scouts, it's just too tight of an area to get a scout to see properly.
We figured out how we're gonna stop the train.
Drake, is there any possible way that you could have your eagle fly and be a scout for us? You there, babe?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yes, well, I do have to say, there's not a lot of able-bodied people in this town. But if we can get them to the next village over, at least they'll be farther away. And I'm gonna ask Nini and Drake to do an insight check for me, or a history check, either or.
And I'm sorry, I never asked your name, and I'm asking the bear.
He goes,
What is your name, by the way?
Ted Bernstein. Also, I hope you guys also caught my little joke I've been having where he's been called Teddy and he's a bear
Yep.
folk.
Yeah, very much
Oh, that's
so.
right. Ted, okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I was having fun
okay.
with that one.
It was a what?
Okay.
When?
Either a history or an insight check.
Oh, okay.
And his name's like Ted, middle name E, last name Bernstein.
He goes, "It's for Edward."
Did you know the teddy bear is actually based off Theodore Roosevelt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, "Well, the full name's Theodore."
Yeah.
I wish it was Alvin, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like Theodore from Alvin and Chipmunks is based off of Theodore Roosevelt too.
So yeah. So for Drake and Nini, either insight or history. You're perfect.
She got a 21, I got an 18.
Oh, okay. Didn't show up
Yeah,
online.
Drake and Nini would be the most perfect lookouts. Like they'd be perfect for that.
So it takes you a moment, but you realize he said we weren't. This is not the way we always were. And then it clicks in your head, and you kind of remember that the symbol on his arm isn't that of that cult. It's the original symbol of the Order of the Bright Eclipse. And you get this feeling that, wait, are there still people of the original order there trying to help people? And now you guys can bring it up to him and be like,
Alright, I'll say it.
what do you want to like say?
Just like bring it up. Are there people still using that, or?
What exactly is the Order of the Bright Eclipse?
It is our parents. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's basically up, what is it called? What are those things called?
So basically, there is a cult that
Yeah,
the history in this world is that there was a huge war between the gods at one point, and two of the gods, Pelor and Seanine, um, led a bunch of gods to fight the others, and a lot of humanoids kind of had two separate orders. One for the bad guy gods, Tharsden had control, and then it was like he had like a cult following, and then there was an Order of Bright Eclipse that helped to try to protect people because basically the gods were pissed that like mortals got magic and just weren't like essentially enslaved in a way. They had more free will, and so the Order of the Bright Eclipse was formed for that war, but stayed together to essentially just help people throughout the world. But sometime within the last 30 years or so, the order got infiltrated and controlled by a cult. But the guy's tattoo doesn't fit the exact logo of what the cult has made the Order by Eclipse look like, and the classic symbol of it is
Okay.
like slightly different.
And then since it's been infiltrated, it's still known by the same name, the Order of the Bright Eclipse.
Because not everyone knows of the cult following.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
He goes, so you guys know of the order?
yes.
He goes, something has been off with the order for a long time, and my parents have been trying to figure it out. But, and he pauses and he looks at you guys. Do you have the mark? And he points to his arm.
No.
I don't.
He kind of stays quiet for a second. He goes, I don't know why I want to believe you, but
yeah, I don't know my history that far back.
He chuckles.
I certainly don't.
He goes, no, a lot of people do. We kind of, I guess the saying of ours was we work in the shadows so people can live in the light.
I've got other tattoos, but no.
He's like, I can tell it's actually pretty cool though. And he points at like your snout, like, and everything. He goes, I think some people are taking whatever the order is and manipulating it. I don't know what it is. My parents thought something was off too, but we couldn't put our fingers on it. We've been trying to protect Razor's Edge not only because of our people, but this is one of the areas blessed by Sandy.
Oh no. Should
That
I?
blessing might be where it's wrong.
So, from Tiffanie and Nini's knowledge, like, do we know, like, do they know if this is like these are allies of the ones that are Drake's parents, or is this like something else?
So they would know that if you had true like followers of the order, the actual order, then they're probably just good people trying to help others. But the cult is just people trying to control a lot of the populace, and for them, they started being able in certain areas to control populaces with magic. And so now that technology is being built, they're using like fear of technology advancement as a way to keep control and putting fear in people. So
yeah. So like,
the symbols
is
kind
the
of
bears? Yeah. Is the bears the same? Like, are they have the same like goal basically?
Basically the same goal as you guys, just trying to help people and do right by others.
Oh, okay.
But Ted goes, he rubs his face, he goes, and he looks at the photo of his family, he goes, this is right. And he goes, they wouldn't want this. We gotta save as many as we can. I don't know what it is, but Alexa, a lot of us, even some of the tieflings that are here, followers of the order, protectors of it, and more people came in. He goes, Alexa was appointed by someone who, no, something was off about it. He goes, someone, I believe a halfling or a dwarf, with metallic legs. Oh no, it's persuasive, from what I remember. Got us pretty hyped up and believing in this. And I have a feeling that a lot of my people are too angry and hurt right now to fully see sense. But I think there's some of us that still believe in the original mission of the order.
Sounds like a good cause.
He nods. He goes, my family dates back to some of the original members of the order.
Well, do you have anyone you trust? Do you have any friends you can enlist on our new cause here? We need all the help we can get right now.
He nods and he goes, there's a few. There's a few of my clan that we can trust. But outside of my clan, there's some people to the south that I know. I know the Canor are part of the group that, at least, they're not part of the order, but they've been friends of the order for years. Yeah, he kind of thinks, he goes, I'll make a list for you guys and give that to you so you can be able to follow up with them. He goes, we lost a lot of members many years ago. A large explosion.
The kin, as in the druid group that I was originally coming down to meet?
Yep.
Okay.
What do you know about the explosion?
Yes, there was a conference out at Bacchus Springs area, maybe 20 odd years ago. Large explosion happened.
There was another
But some people
explosion
were thinking
somewhere.
it's an inside job. A lot of our members at that conference died that day.
When was it?
It was about 20 odd years ago, somewhere around there. And Drake and Nini, this hits you like a weight because he's referencing the explosion that your parents were responsible for. Ted kind of just pauses. You notice he has some tears run down his face before he wipes them away. You notice some of his tears are black while the other is just regular tears. I love that. Nini going, oh, fuck. Or at least thinking it. He nods and he's just like, my grandparents were in that explosion. I don't remember them too much, but what I do remember, they were good. I guess, yeah, there's been a lot of anger built up. But, yeah, we need to get a plan. We need to get your friend out. We need to save as many as we can. So, who's going where?
I think I'll go. So one of the teams is going to stop the train Well, I guess I can go either place.
It's just Drake and Nene going, conceal, don't feel, don't let them know. Okay, so Nene is going to be the scout. Okay,
We're team trade.
Okay. And then
I guess I'm
Cynthia
carrying,
and
I guess I'm
Drake.
carrying deck cord, so I'll go with the team setting up that and also evacuating.
Okay. And then Ted would go with the evacuation, setting up the cords, because he knows where to go for that.
Yeah.
Cynthia and Drake, what do you guys want to do? Go either stop the train and help evacuate, or go help set up the bombs.
Ooh, I'm gonna go stop the train. I'm gonna go stop the train.
Also, Tiff, I keep staring at that GIF and it's cracking me up inside. Just the fear look of like, exactly what Sam just posted. Just the, well, that's awkward, that's sad, don't have anything to do with that. So he goes, well, if you don't mind, I would, let's go warn, before we split up, let's go warn my cousin. He goes, I think he's going to be someone who can help us evacuate the city. We'll get him to go south in the mountains so they're as far away as possible.
I guess I'll go with to wire up the bomb, since I understand how it works.
Okay. So, just, I'm going to
And if someone wants to go with me, they can.
So, we got Linford stopping the train, and Drake stopping the train, right?
Yeah.
And then, okay. And then Nene is gonna scout, so probably gonna try to help both of you guys, like just watching out from above. And then, okay. So, you guys head out from his home. You see that he puts the portrait, the picture in his bag, and looks back one last time at his home, and he goes, I do want to come back here. We've been trying to find a way to cleanse the waters, but the stuff in there is just making it far worse, but I don't think it's going to take a long time before we can take care of the water of all that debris.
I tell the rest of the team before they leave, I'll go and I'll wait until y'all come back to set the bomb. Because I don't think we have any way of communicating.
Actually, you do. Remember, you guys have sending stones, or aka pit boys that are technically sending stones.
Oh yeah.
Pit boys, and you guys can have theme music, but.
Oh, we all have those? Okay.
Well, technically, there's two. I think we gave one to Tornin because of your suit, so there's three.
I completely forgot.
So.
Yeah.
Essentially, they just act as sending stones. You can either type out a message or talk into it, so like it helps you with your stealth side.
So Tornin has one. Who has the other one?
Tornin had one on his own. Nene had one. And I don't know if Drake or Shock had one, but I would assume that Drake would have grabbed it. So,
that works out perfectly, yeah.
Yeah. So it still acts as the sending stone spell, but you guys can either type out or say the message. Which is good, because then with Nene scouting on her own, she can help get a message down to you guys and kind of be your bird's eye view.
Yeah, is Nene there? Oh, like she's here, like Sam's here?
Yeah, Sam. Yeah, she did a little raising her hand gift.
So I hand Nene two arrows, since she's about to go into battle, as far as like that goes, and I say, whenever you need it the most, it'll give you a little extra damage to use. And I guess Torn, you want to go with me, or do you want to go with them?
Yeah, I'm going with to set up the bombs. I'm carrying most of it.
Okay,
So
all right.
you,
Me then.
Cynthia, Tornin, and Ted, you three are going to go set up the bombs and also evacuate the workers at anyone nearby. Drake and Lindber are going to go stop and evacuate the train. And then Nini is going to be your scout. I wanted to ask Tiffanie, what do you think about Drake having Wind go with Nini? Or if not, that's okay. You can have Wind stay with you.
Are you asking Tiffanie about Drake, or are you asking me?
I'm asking Tiffanie, like, what does she prefer? Because at the end of the day, it's still her pet, so I want to be respectful.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Babe, Teresa's asking you a question.
Oh, she's typing it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if she heard you.
How long would an hour be of our?
About an hour.
She's
How long would an hour represent in what we're trying to do?
Let's see. I would say you guys have 3 hours technically because of all the travel time. But it's like the how would you guys go about it? This is where I get slightly stuck mechanics wise. Should you do like a countdown timer in a sense? Should I go based off on how your rolls are succeeding? Like it would knock down the time, or how would you guys go about it? Because that's where I get slightly stuck, and I don't want to be. I want to be as fair as I can be, but also have that suspense of like, you guys have a limited time to do this.
I like the idea of based on how rolls are going personally.
Okay.
Yeah. Or like we only get like a certain limited number of attempts, kind of a thing.
There is I was playing Baldur's Gate 3, and I'm not saying to go this extreme. It was just more. It was interesting because the game gave me 8 rounds of actions with my characters to evacuate a group of people and fight monsters and leave. And I was like, that's actually pretty cool. But I was like, 8 rounds is a little tough. So I mean, how like we could say it's rounds of initiative to kind of help speed up the time frame. What do you guys think? Like have a set number of rounds.
Yeah, I'm not sure how.
That works. Yeah, I just wouldn't know how to balance it.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I was like, I've been brainstorming it for a while, and I was just like, I could either go on, because I don't want to just be like, oh, like you guys kind of lost with like, how many rolls do we have to get, you know?
Well, you could always say, I'm the DM, I know what the number is, but you don't know. And kind of.
And I'll BS it.
Yeah, there's that.
What do you think, Christian?
You know, like if it's going really well, we're not having any trouble, throw roadblocks in, practitioner.
Okay. That's a good idea. Okay. Yeah, we'll go off of that. I just like to double check because, yeah, planning this like I have it in my head and go from there. Okay, so with the teams, Ted will go off real quick as you guys gather your stuff, and he comes back, and you notice one of his cousins come out, and you see some bear folks like starting to get people out of the buildings. And you notice there's not a lot of people. Like they're trying to get out of the town, but you see it's like kind of slow moving. But they're starting to like he's starting to go to different houses, like saying we got to get out of here.
I guess we'll head to the tunnel that was blown up.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna say just for more to keep like a time based thing in it. I want everyone to roll initiative more so to be like what team's going first, not necessarily like you're fighting anyone yet.
We're going last, guys.
18.
Ooh. Okay. Initiative. And that would be kind of more the cinematic thing of like, okay, this one person did something and the other person did the other thing later on their turn.
Yeah, scene to scene.
Yeah. Okay, so I know how to spell initiative, right? I don't. So far we got Limber going up first. We do need Cynthia and Nini to do initiative. And Ted's just gonna go after the last person with the bomb squad. Okay, so Nini is
keeping
first.
track of it, by the way.
Oh, okay, cool. You're keeping track. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then Cynthia, okay. And then I think that's it. After Cynthia's coming in.
Yeah. Ted is just gonna go with after Tornin.
Okay, so it is up first. Well, we got Nini 21, Lindbergh 18, Cynthia 16, Drake 11, Tornin 2.
Alright, so we are I don't have this is gonna be more theater of the mind on this one. Because of all the different things happening, so it's not as hard to keep track of there. Nini, you head off in the direction that Ted recommends that will have like the best vantage point, but he does stop you before you go, and he does. Oh yeah, Wind is gonna. Sam, you're gonna have Wind to help you in a fight. So Tiffanie, if you could help Sam like with what Wind can roll, that'll be a big help. But Sam, you can have Wind help you when you're scouting, and if you run into anyone or anything. So Nini, you go off into the mountains, but before you go, Ted stops you and goes, "Hey, there might be other scouts of Alexa up there that you might have to incapacitate, or if necessary, you have to go farther than that. But just watch your back up there." And he looks at you and he passes your shoulder, and he's like, "Good luck." And he starts walking away with the group that's going to go for the bomb squad, essentially. And Nini, you climb up into the mountains. We're kind of doing like a speed jump into it. You go off into the hills, and can you do a survival and a perception check? Just straight rolls on this. Hey, Sammy, are you there? Oh, can you do a survival check and a perception check? Nini, you have Wind with you going up into the mountains to start scouting. You might run into potential scouts from the colts essentially. Okay. Okay. So you're able to traverse really well up the mountain. You're able to make a good amount of speed. You're able to get essentially another with the path he kind of gave you a tip to go up. You're able to get pretty up high into the mountain. You're maybe about at this part of the time about maybe 50 feet like higher in elevation, and you're coming across where a part of there's like some tree line of bushes. You stop behind and you do hear in the distance very faintly voices, but you can't really tell. You just have a general idea of the direction, but you don't have you don't specifically see them. You just hear them. You do have wind with you. That wind can use their flying speed to fly ahead, and then you could do an animal. You know what? I have an idea. Let's see. Let's see. 1 second. For this case, Sam, do you have any spells of like animal handling related stuff? Anything like speak with animals? Anything like that?
Teresa, since she's a ranger, wouldn't she have advantage on that?
No, it's usually unless her character sheet says so.
Oh yeah, she'd have to take Beastmaster though to be able to.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
To be able to have advantage.
So
I don't know what subclass she took for that.
I'm not sure off the top of my head either. So Sam, what would you like to do? Would you like Wind to scout ahead? But do you have anything like speak with animal? Or we could have said that we could do a luck check to see if maybe Drake or actually hold on, let me say, would Drake maybe have given anything to Nini to be able to communicate with Wind? Like whether you're druid stuff or anything? Sam, I'm gonna say for this, I'm gonna give you.
Sam has speak with small beasts as a species trait.
Oh wait. Oh, you checked that out. Okay, cool.
Yeah, on her character sheet under features and traits, speak with small beasts, Player's Handbook, page 37. You can communicate simple ideas with small or smaller beasts.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, Sam, you could basically you could have Wind do like a simple like signal confirming if there's enemies ahead or not. But what would you like Wind to do, or would you like to move forward? What would Nini like to do in this moment?
I've never played a ranger, but I had assumed that they would have to be something to do with animals.
Oh yeah, they usually do. I gotta look at Sam's character sheet because at a certain point, I think rangers get pets.
Yeah, I think early on we had talked about that, and then Sam had said she didn't want one. I think was what was said. I don't remember.
Yeah, I know Beastmaster is a subclass, but I thought all rangers got like a companion type thing.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, it's an option. It's an option if they want it or not.
Because I played a
They
ranger.
can go to other subclasses.
Yeah, I played a ranger once, and even then I was like,
Wait, who? Me? Okay.
It's ironic. You're a druid, like you never actually use that word. No. Well, Tiffany's never used that ability at all. That's one of their primary abilities.
Sure, why not? I don't mind doing it. But I can try. I don't know what to say. Mine? Okay. Yeah, I can. If you want me to. What are they saying? I don't know. Wait, you talking to me? Let me check. So, oh, perception is +4. Is it 1d20? 17? There are. Wait, what? They're not letting anyone. What? Back. Oh, okay.
That was me. Great team.
Okay. What was it? Survival. Ooh, 11.
Drake is not stealthy, correct?
Heck no.
Well, how effective would a +10 bonus be?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tap. I mean, I can, I can make you see. That is an option. What do you want to do? How do you think we get past this? Alternatively, we could get the jump on them. Do we look? Does it look like we can mess these guys up? What are they? Alright, Drake. What's our move?
I have no clue.
You can look at your spells. You can look at the environment. So on one side, the river kind of goes down between it. For kind of context, I know Tiffany and Christian would know, but there's like a wood bridges where like you can see that the ground below between is not like a just solid concrete.
Oh wait. Drake's a druid, isn't he?
And a fire.
Yeah. Let's just wild shape and turn into a fucking fly or something. We can both just turn into something really small and just sneak past this incredibly easily. No.
Wait, it's...
I mean, I think we can.
Yeah, you can a wild shape, and also wild shape.
Gotta be something small.
Either your freaking nose ring on your body, you drop kick with it, or your character wears it. But it depends if you go for those two other routes, it's a little bit harder. So, wild shape is an option.
Okay. Sure.
What do you guys want to turn into?
A mouse? I don't have a stat block for a mouse, but I wouldn't think I would have seen a mouse before.
I'll look something up. I'm gonna show Emery.
Just to make. I know that I inherit or the hit points of whatever it is go on top of mine, and then once those are depleted.
Exactly. So you guys can be. I'm gonna just list some. An ape, an axbeak, whatever that is. A black bear, a boar, a brown bear. Probably not a crocodile, but that's an option. A direwolf, a horse, an elk, a giant badger, a giant bat. You can be eagles. I don't know if you want to be a giant centipede.
No, thank you.
I know. I was thinking about that too, and I'm like, good. You could be giant. I don't think giant toads would be.
Giant spider, no, thank you.
I mean,
we can be horses, right?
Yeah.
And we can just blow past them. What are they gonna do if two horses go running by? They're not gonna do anything.
Boars are pretty funny to me. Just scare them off the tunnel.
I mean,
you guys.
I think that's probably
You guys could also be
the
like
most
a cat.
likely to work. Oh, there's a cat?
Yeah.
I sent you a message, babe.
Pretty sure there's a cat. I'd be surprised if there wasn't. Hold on. Yeah, there's cats. You guys be cats. You can be crabs.
Yeah, I'll be a cat. Fuck it.
Cat. Yeah, be cats. That's fun.
I want to be an orange cat.
Okay. Oh, there's goats. Okay. There's ponies. What would you like to be, Tiff?
Oh
You be a
no.
beast?
I'll be a wolf.
Okay, so we'll have a wolf and a cat riding in the back, I guess, or if you want to walk.
Riding the back. That would be a bit weird, though. You'd be like, what the heck is that cat doing on the wolf?
Yeah, I'm not trying to attract attention. I'll just be a cat and walk carefully.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys each stealth with advantage, and then plus. I'm gonna say +1 to each of your rolls, additional on top of your modifiers.
Okay.
Because it's just funny to me.
So it would be
So it would be a stealth check.
but it would be the cat stat block, correct?
I assume so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be.
What the
So
heck
that's
is
plus 4.
Hey Jeff, what color is your wolf?
I'm gonna have it be white.
Okay. Classic.
20, not natural.
Nice, okay.
Oh, wait, what
is
is
that
the...
plus the additional one I gave?
I don't know what the heck it is.
Okay. So, yeah, stealth with advantage. Plus an additional one.
Oh, and advantage. Well, I mean, I already got a 21.
Okay.
Hang on, I gotta check this out. Where is it at?
Wolf, here, I'll say it. Wolf is plus
4.
actually plus 5.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For wolf.
Okay.
Cat has plus 5 as well.
Oh, wow. Cool.
For stealth.
Okay. What the heck?
I must be looking at the wrong wall.
Well, that was not... No, don't throw that.
You get advantage.
You advantage.
Yeah, I accidentally pressed
Oh, that was
something.
the wisdom.
Yeah, I pressed something accidentally.
Okay, no worries. I love druids. They're fun.
It's like, oh yeah, we're druids. We're fine.
Until someone goes, ooh, food. And they go after stuff.
Yeah,
Was
somebody
it
opens
a
a can of tuna.
5?
So that's
And
10 plus 1.
Oh my
plus 11.
gosh!
So go ahead and roll again.
I got a 6.
Right? 6 plus 5 to 11. You got 12. So
Something I wanted to add before y'all get deep into combat. If they get to 0 hit points, the rules as written, like as far as 5e, if they hit 0 hit points, they go back to their full hit points, like whenever they go back to human. Yeah.
Well, yeah, basically they go back to whatever amount of hit points they had in their regular form. So if you had full health. Yeah, so if you had full health in your regular form, you go back to full health. If you were like at a low HP, you go back to whatever that was.
Yeah, freaking Wild Shape is very broken in 5th edition.
It is.
Because like you could spam Wild Shape and then like be like invincible almost.
Yeah. Wild Shape actually I'm still getting used to the newer version of it.
Mm-hmm. Actually, like with your armor being able to like melt with you, and I mean that's insane.
Someone
has bark skin on yourself, like, and then wild shape, like it's just stupid.
There's something.
Go ahead.
There's something that someone made a meme on Instagram saying the best stealthy characters are not rogues or druids because thing is they're saying whatever equipment is on you can meld into your body. So all you have to do is put the item you're trying to steal in your pack, turn it into a cat or something, and well, walk right on out.
The funny thing that was what I was exactly what I was about to say. They could literally go and they can just meld into and just be a normal animal. That's
so
insane, though.
Okay, so, what was your? Okay, so, they don't notice Linver walking past. I'm gonna do. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna roll for this. Let's see, perception. 1 second. Perception is, what is perception? Is it? Okay, it's wisdom based. I'm gonna roll a wisdom check. Oh. So Limber, you don't get seen. Cause hold on, I rolled. Am I still screen sharing? Yeah. Okay. I rolled a 21, a total of 21. But Limber, you had 21 plus the additional one I gave you, right?
Yes.
Or was that with the one?
Oh no, it was 21.
Total.
But I only rolled once. I'm not gonna beat it though. It's fine. So yeah, 21 included the one you gave me.
Okay. So the bear folk see you, but they just think, oh, cat, because you're just walking. But they look over and they see a wolf following the cat. And you see the barefoot folk go, shoo, shoo, shoo. And then they're kind of step towards the wolf to be like, get out of here. Like, kind of raise up their hammer to be ready to attack the wolf. But they're like, cat, go, go. And was there anything else Limber wanted to do? Because was Wild Shape an action?
Yeah, it's an action.
Okay. Is there any bonus actions you can do?
No, not really. Is there a movement thing I can do?
You can continue moving. You can do your full amount of speed.
Would it help Walt to try to distract the bear, or is he like laser focused on the wolf?
He's laser focused on the wolf right now. The dwarf is kind of just staring, kind of looking back and forth, kind of like, I don't want to take my watch, like stop watching for the train, but also like if a wolf's gonna attack us, I gotta help my friend potentially.
I'm gonna book it to the left and yowl and hope that I catch the guy's attention.
Okay. Go ahead and do a persuasion check.
Oh, 7.
Okay.
I feel like Cash should have a pretty high charisma bonus.
Okay, so the bear folk rolled a 15. So they're too laser focused. We're gonna cut away from your turn currently. We'll come back to what Drake's gonna do with the wolf. And now we're gonna go to who's next in the initiative?
That would be Cynthia.
Okay, so Christian, what would you like Cynthia to do? Cynthia, Tornin, and Ted are now walking towards, and you see the first bridge, and then higher up into the mountain, you see the like in construction bridge and tunnel, and you see a lot of like people on scaffolding, and you see other individuals kind of working in the area, but the actual train like tunnel pass that's a little bit lower. You're closer to that right now, maybe about 100 feet away from it, roughly. So, what would Cynthia like to do?
Tornin's with me, correct?
Yep. Tornin and Ted are with you. So Ted can be. Ted's gonna go at the end. Yeah, go ahead.
About the cable, how is it set off? Like, can we just light it on fire and it explodes?
Ted goes, well, we set up some fuse boxes before the other night, so we just need to connect these, but we weren't able to do them at the time because some of the workers got suspicious, so we had to get out of there.
Okay.
Tornin, I trust your intuition. What do you think we should do? I mean, we gotta get these people up here.
I was thinking a direct approach. Just, hey, we're about to blow this place up. Better leave. Hold on. Before I do anything, are there any armed guards, or is it all just groups?
So you look around and you do see armed guards around. There looks to be like, at least at the first bridge, you see maybe like 2 or 3. But you do see up at the work site, there seems to be like 15 guards, like kind of making rounds, going back and forth. And you're familiar with these type of guards. They tend to wear metal armor. Also, a lot of you do know like some more autonomes and like other kind of construct machines are there to kind of work on different things that were constructed to help mining stuff. But you also do see like dwarves. You see a lot of other races there that are just all working. For context, I'm gonna kind of show how some of the guards look like. One second, I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Can I possibly roll an insight to figure out like who's making all the commands in this? Like,
yeah, of course.
Can these workers?
Go ahead. So there's some regular guards. There's some with like some metal armor stuff, but you see some that are like much more like you can't see facial features. They're much more covered in metallic armor.
Okay.
Similar to that.
Side. There it goes. Roll the first one. I got an 18.
Ooh, okay. So you're kind of watching, and you see there seems to be like a factory, like kind of makeshift factory that was put together near the tunnel, like a little bit higher up in the mountain. So it's like almost like two cliff sides. You kind of realize it might be one train track goes one direction and the other goes the opposite direction towards the city. And
Okay.
you're seeing as you're watching, you see a few workers come out, and you see what looks to be a couple guards come out, and you see one that's a bit like actually kind of like not taller but more stout, sort of like in that plate armor, walk out, and you see like the workers kind of scurry off, like almost scared looking, and you kind of get the vibe that one, the more stout one, it seems to be the one in charge. He looks to be at this point maybe about 400 feet from you, but because you guys are like at a 2 level apart.
I walk up to that guard, the guard that seems to be in charge.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Yeah. Ted tells you guys, he's like, hey, I don't know if they see me around, so I'm gonna hold back a little bit.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'll be over there, and he kind of goes hides behind a building. But you kind of look back and you see he's kind of peeking around the corner.
So I go and I tell the leader of the guards, I go, hey, can I talk to you alone? I have something important that you might want to hear.
And he goes, well, I'm quite busy. What is it? And you can tell there's a lot of different like workers nearby and stuff that kind of like scurrying off, but he looks like he doesn't want to talk that much.
Can I roll maybe a persuasion possibly to go and see if he can? And I'm like, hey, this is something you really need to hear. It's important.
You just tell them you.
And I specifically say, you say this is regarding the safety of your workers.
You see some of the workers glance over, and he goes, the safety of our workers are importance to us, so you don't have anything to worry about, citizen. And he goes, he's like, good day, and he starts to walk away.
I'll say there's going to be an attack at the work site. Just let me know. They can clear out.
He pauses and he goes, what kind of attack?
I'll just shrug.
Guards, and you see a few are walking over. He goes, take them to my office. And you see some of the large guards walking over you. He goes, talking about. So you're going to tell me about that attack. And the guard is going
Like I not so that way they don't notice that that I have my hand on the grip of my gun.
Go ahead and do either a sleight of hand or a stealth check, just so that like, they don't notice. There seems to be, at least in the vicinity, about 5 guards around you.
Okay. 11.
Okay. I'm gonna roll a straight d20, and if it's 11 or higher, they see it, or if it's lower, they don't notice it.
Okay.
16.
Yeah.
You see the main guard go, hand off your hilt. And he goes, sorry, anything? We're gonna have a huge problem. And you feel the guards come up behind you and grab your arms and start directing you like towards his office.
I don't resist.
Okay. So you enter. The guard walks in, and he goes, you, and he points to Tornin. He goes, you say there's an attack, and you seem to be an employee of ours. What are you talking about?
Well, some folks in the village aren't too happy about the mining and construction work around here, and we heard there's going to be a reported attack today. And I don't think you have the manpower to defend yourself here. I think you should just clear out.
And he chuckles and he's like, we have more strength than you realize. But I'm going to say go ahead with disadvantage roll persuasion check, or if there's something else you want to say to help the situation, you can go to a straight roll.
Can I do the help action to give him advantage on that roll?
It would be a straight roll. So instead of disadvantage, it would go to a straight roll.
I'm just rolling straight.
Oh.
19.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to roll d20 as well to see if he, just straight d20, and see if he, okay, 13, he goes, yes, we have dealt with some attacks recently, and other setbacks, but I can't just clear this whole area of our staff and workers. I need to know more of what you know this coordinated attack. What are they gonna do?
I look over to Tornin and I'm just to kind of give like a look of should we go and like just go straight to the point and just tell them exactly what's going on.
I think we're already there.
Yeah, but like we haven't told them everything, so like they're wanting to know. Like, are we wanting to tell them that?
Not 100%.
Okay. Alright, so I just have my mouth shut and I'm letting Tornin talk.
Well, I'm pretty sure they have bombs, okay?
You see him stand up, and he goes, and he puts his hands on his desk, and you see like the lights of his mask sort of flare up, and he goes, what bombs?
No, I actually don't know that part.
How did you find out about the bombs?
Well, you see, I'm gonna be straight with you here. They tried to rope us into this scheme. We're just trying to save lives.
We didn't know what we were getting into until we were already into it.
So this is happening one way or another. We're just giving you time to clear out. Keeping us here isn't going to do anything.
He goes, well, until we're done investigating. He goes, guards, lock them up. and he walks out.
Nope, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I've got my gun on. I've got I've got the grip on my gun.
Nope.
Oh gosh, here we go. Alright, we rolling initiative here.
So you guys already have initiative, so I would say at this point, Cynthia is gonna have the first move, but this guy is gonna have the ability to react to your attack.
Okay.
And then on Tornin's turn later in initiative, we'll come back to this scene to see what happens next in the fight.
Would this be considered a surprise attack?
Let's roll a d20. Whoever gets higher would, be a surprise attack type of situation.
Okay. Just a regular d20.
I'll roll a d20 as well, and if you guys get higher, then you guys go first.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
I got a 15.
Okay, you go first because I got a 13.
Sweet. So that it would be considered a surprise round. I am going to use. So I pull. I pull out my right gun, and I press a button on the side of the trigger, and my gun starts to go and glow a bright red in parts of the gun, and the barrel starts to glow bright red as well. And I say, "Are you sure you really want to do this?"
And he is. Are you gonna hold an action? Like say, if he goes forward to do something.
I'm asking him to respond before I go and attack. I'm asking, I'm seeing how he's gonna respond to that.
But say if he responds hostilely, like say he tries to attack you, are you for example holding an action to shoot at him if he does?
Can I hold a reaction if he does attack?
Yeah, so we could say you hold your action to you are ready to shoot if he attacks you.
Yeah.
And he looks at you and goes, "Lower your weapon now." And you hear other guards stand up, and you see
back with Cynthia.
You see his hand around his desk actually breaks part of the wood of the desk, and he's gonna roll an intimidation check on you. So he has.
Before he does, I'll look over to Tornin and ask. I'm almost hey, trying to get a read on him to see if this is the right move.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. I've got my maul out already. This did not go how I was hoping. I was hoping they'd be reasonable.
Okay,
right.
So I got a 12 on my intimidation check. Go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw and see if you can get the same or higher, and you won't get intimidated by this guy.
Great. Do wisdom save. Come on. 9.
Okay.
I passed and failed.
You feel very intimidated. You're very tempted to lower the gun. You're realizing this. I need to lower the gun. But
Can I resist doing that?
Okay, go ahead and roll a straight d20. Don't use your modifier. And if you get the 13 or higher, you can resist it.
Okay. Ah, 10.
You feel one of the other guards grab your hand and lower it, and he goes, "Try anything?" He goes, "I don't know if you're a part of this. You just did say you were getting roped into the situation, so I'm not going to trust you." And he goes, "Guards, take them out to the jail cell."
Oh gosh.
The one that just put his hand on Cynthia, I would swing at that guy. If you're going to let me act yet.
We'll say we'll cut back to this scene.
Okay.
So when it's your turn, we'll cut back to you doing this. Okay, so who's up next in the initiative after Cynthia?
After Cynthia is, well, okay, so after Cynthia is Drake and then Hornet, but if we were grouping together, it would go back to the top, which would be Mimi.
Okay. So we are gonna just go like individuals. So we're gonna cut back to Drake right now, and then we'll go to Tornin, and then Ted will also be there at the very end of the initiative after Tornin.
Gotcha. So Drake is up after Cynthia.
Okay. So we cut back. Drake, you're in wolf form. You see this dwarf who's sitting on like the tunnel edge, just like kind of watching to see what happens. But you see the large bearfolk person looking at you as a wolf. It looks like he's trying to get you one away from the cat, but also away from him and his friend. What do you do in this moment?
No idea.
If you look around, you do see you could run off to the side. If you ran back, so you would have to do an athletics check to like run and climb up more of the hill.
Yeah.
To the right. But if you run towards this guy, he's going to attempt to attack you. If you run back, you're going to have to find a different way to come back and meet up with Linford. Or if you want to attack these guys, it's up to you.
I don't know, maybe go around.
Okay, so you're going to go run off to the side?
Maybe.
So go ahead and make your athletics check.
Okay.
It's not going to have too high of a DC. It's going to be a DC 13, just to see like how fast it's going to take you to catch up with Limper.
A 6.
Okay. So you do struggle getting up the hill. You see the bearfolk kind of calm down. The bearfolk looks over to Limper, who's like, "Go home, kitty, go!" Like, shoo. And you hear the dwarf go, "You really have a soft spot for cats." And you hear the bearfolk individual go, "Hey, I lost my cat years ago. Just a wolf. I don't need another cat to suffer the same fate." And so, Drake, you're going to have to meet up with Linver afterwards, but you're currently climbing around to meet up with him afterwards.
Okay.
But is there anything, as you get out of sight, is there anything you want to do? Do you want to get into your normal form? Or do you want to keep moving to do a survival check to see if you can meet up with Linver, so next round you already meet up with him?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So what? Survival?
Am I able to help this at all, since I'm also climbing the...
Maybe, yeah, we could say... Well, no, you guys are separated at this point. I would say no.
Okay.
So what am I doing? Survival?
Yeah, survival check, yeah.
8.
You feel a little bit like the adrenaline of like, I almost got in a fight. So you're kind of moving a little bit slowly, but you have a general idea of like, okay, I don't want to run off the cliffside, but I'm also looking. And Limber is very tiny from the elevation you're at now, so you know it's going to take you a little bit of time. And so you're probably you're going to have to do another survivor roll next round. And if you do, you'll have your normal action, but so you don't have to use your whole turn to basically catch up.
Okay.
And so we will cut back to Tornin. You see Cynthia's arm get lowered by one of the guards. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I would like to rage, and I'm going to try to break his arm.
Okay. Go ahead. And this one is a dwarven individual.
Does a 14 hit?
Let's see. It will just miss.
I'm taking another swing. I get 2.
Okay, go ahead.
And that's not
damage? Or roll double dice, I mean.
Yeah, 8 plus 14 is 22, plus 2 is 24 total.
Okay. Nice, okay. Let's write this down.
Yeah, 24 total.
He yells out, and you see the other, the main guard, and this, the other, basically it's the one you just hit, another guard, and the main one you just hit, that one you just hit. So the main one and 2 like dwarven guards.
As I'm released, I go and I have I still have the cord, right? The cable, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I slam the cable onto the table, and I'm like, this is your proof that we're telling you the truth. If you don't listen to us, there'll be many casualties.
Ooh, okay, go ahead.
We're trying to warn you.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check with advantage, and plus 2 additional points to your intimidation roll.
I got an 18 plus whatever. What did you say I got with it? I got advantage, but I don't think I need it with an 18.
You see the main guard. You see the one that just got hit by Tornin seem to wanting to retaliate, but you see the other guard, the main one, say, "Stop!" And he looks at the cable, and he's just like, I need to know where these boxes are now.
We'll show you where they are.
He goes,
I'm gonna show you where they are. There'll be many casualties. All I ask is you do not attack the ones the people that are doing this, because it's gonna start a war with your people.
okay. So this guy pauses, and he takes off his helmet. You see an older man, and he goes, "What do you mean a war?"
These people are angry at your people for attacking their people, and so they're retaliating. And if y'all keep going back and forth attacking each other, it's just going to cause a war.
He goes, "Do you know of anywhere else they're going to attack, or is it just here?"
Me and him were specifically the ones to do the bomb.
We don't know the others.
So we know the specific locations, yes.
No,
Okay, but
not the other ones.
But there is going to be other locations other than this area here?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, well I need to know where those are going to be, because if we're going to save not only these people here, I don't know where else they're going to hit. And he goes,
if you can promise our friend's safety, he is one of them. If you could promise his safety, we can bring you to him. He knows where they are.
He pauses and he goes, "Fine. But anything bad happens, then we're gonna have an issue. But stay square." And he puts it. And he goes, "Keep to your word. Your friend and his people won't get hurt. The ones that are trying to help us."
There's only one thing. To go and secure your safety and also his, we have to make a false explosion.
His hand he freezes, and he goes, "How long do we have?"
I looked at Tornin.
At this point, Tornin, you know it's maybe about.
Next train.
He goes, "Should be here in the next Hour and a half.
And that's about how long we have.
Crap. Alright. And he goes, guards, he goes, is there anyone watching us?
Probably.
Crap, alright. So you guys start heading out, and Ted was watching you guys. He kind of looks at you guys like, what the heck is going on? But he's like hiding still. Like he doesn't know what to do because he's seeing you with the guards.
I look to Ted and I'm like, it's okay. They're gonna help us.
He hesitates. He goes, "I'm not gonna do anything to Razor's Edge, my people."
They swore an oath that they weren't gonna hurt anyone. They just want their people to be safe.
The guard goes, "You don't. As long as we don't hurt them, our people, don't do anything to your people. We'll have their backs." And Ted kind of just, hesitantly nods his head. He goes, "All right, let's go." And Ted starts taking you guys to a different path. And so that's where we're going to cut from that turn. We're going to cut back to the next person up.
So it goes back to the top to Nini.
Okay, so Nini.
Oh, unless Ted gets one, I guess.
So Ted's basically just having his turn to take them up to the first location. So Nini you're kind of moving forward, and you come up behind some trees and bushes, and you're seeing a couple of guards by themselves, seemingly in armor. There's a dwarf, another bearfolk individual, who is standing there talking. They're armored, and you see on the dwarf the same symbol, not of the Order of the Bright Cliffs, but the slightly different symbol of the Colts. And you realize that they are guarding what seems to be a house on top of this portion of the mountain. And it seems like they're kind of in front of like a gate of around a fence line. And what would you like to do, Sam? You realize that you're not at the point that you need to be at. It seems like you need to either cut across this yard behind this fence line, or you need to sneak past these guards and go around to be able to see the bend that you're needed to see. So either you can do a stealth check and take the longer route, or you can take the shorter route and climb over the fence and sneak through the yard. It's a little bit tougher, but you'll get there by the end of your turn versus the next turn still traveling. So, whichever you prefer. The fence route? Okay. Alright, so go ahead and do a stealth check. We're going to do 2 separate stealth checks. One for getting past the initial guards, and then another stealth check for when you get across the yard, and an athletics check to climb the fence. So 2 stealth checks and athletics check. Okay. So you get to the fence line, and you're able to get past the guards, but they are going to do a perception check to see if they hear you trying to scramble up the fence, because that's why your stealth roll is a little bit lower, that first one, because it's just like you're trying to climb over. So I'm going to give them a roll to see if they notice. Okay, so they hear something along the fence line, but they're maybe about 40 feet away from where you're climbing over. So they're gonna like start walking over to look. You're able to climb to the top. You're kind of slowly climbing up the fence line. Can you give me one more athletics check to see if you can kind of like force your way over the fence line? Okay. You get like a burst of energy, and you scramble over, and you land on the ground, catching yourself. And with your stealth check, you hide yourself against the wall, look around, and you see guards kind of going back and forth. You can do essentially your dash action, and you're able to weave your way with that high stealth roll in athletics, the second one you did, able to get to where you need to be as you get through the line. And so with Nini's next turn, essentially you're going to be at the pass to see where the Linver and Drake are going to try to stop the train. And then who's up next?
Next is Linver.
Okay. What does Linver want to do?
So I don't want to metagame it too much, but would I be totally ditching Tiffanie to continue if she's going to catch up next turn?
Not necessarily, no. So this one, you can do a perception check, and also a survival check to get an idea of like how far you are from Tiffanie to like aid her, and then also to get an idea of how like far the train is.
Okay. Yeah, for how far the train is, I have an advantage to, I have something called keen smell, which gives me advantage on wisdom checks that rely on smell. Could I like smell for the train? Like it would be burning something that would give off a smell, presumably.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely go ahead and go ahead and do that.
So perception. So I would roll for it because I also have something called passive perception, and it says passive perception 13 as sense.
Let's see. So passive perception, well, this is like you're specifically trying to look for something, so you would have to roll.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
passive is like if you guys were just happening to like just casually go through something, and you're like, well, if I'm not specifically looking for that thing, would I notice it?
So 11 and 3, so 14.
Okay, so assume it's Tiffany's like wolf, like white bird go through the tree line. Maybe like, but like it's just a small glimpse of it.
Do I know? Do I have an estimate of about how far away she is from that?
Maybe she's about like she seems to be like 50 to 60 feet above you because she like climbed up the hill.
Oh. Oh, okay. And we're trying to go. We were trying to get like behind these guys through a hole in the mountain, or are we going over the hill?
So you're like going over the hill to get to like a certain like path that goes down below, to be able to get to the curve that's going to be where the train like you can stop the train.
I gotcha. Okay, so I'll continue up the hill.
Okay. As you do so, you make it over to since your path is more direct, you make it to the curve, and you see that there's like another pathway that goes up into the hill where a Drake could possibly come out of. And you could say if you're able to, as like say you're in that middle of walking, you're kind of farther distance now away from the enemies. You could attempt to go back either into your normal form or make some kind of sound to give the help action to Drake on their next turn.
Okay. Yeah. Can I make a real loud, annoying cat noise and try to get their attention?
That works. And then on Tiffany, your turn. We'll do a perception check to see if you're able to hear Lindbergh to help you get like advantage on your survival check.
Okay.
Okay, so who's
So that's
Cynthia? Okay, so Cynthia, what would you like to do?
So we're just following Ted, right?
Yeah, you guys are currently following Ted. He does. So this is going to be more of a dexterity. I'm going to say you guys are going to do a dexterity and either like an intelligence or sleight of hand check to see like how fast you guys can get to each like bomb area to like get them set up in a way. Or if you want to focus on getting people out, you could do like a persuasion check and a dexterity to be like, okay, I'm going to focus on just getting people out while so and so does this to get the bomb set up with Ted.
My charisma's not great, so I will. What was my other option? Intelligence.
Yeah, to like start setting up the bombs in a way that would be convincing, yet.
I'll do that. How many guards are around us at this point? I'm
There
just gonna
is.
keep an eye on.
There's a few guards, but you do have the head guard with you guys.
Yeah, I know.
Who's
I just want to know just in case.
There's like 3 guards with you guys, and there's maybe about like 15 or 20 of guards like roaming around that you can see.
Okay.
In like a general like patterns, like patrol in a way. Okay, and then also do a dexterity check. This is just more of like, okay, how fast can I get to the first one? And we'll say that you guys need to at least set up 3 of them, and then 3 of the bombs to go off. Okay, so you get to the first bomb. It takes you a few moments to kind of climb up this section of the mountain. Is a little bit steep, so it takes you a little bit extra time. You get up to the detonation box, and you start connecting. And Ted, starts moving. To go right. It's going to connect up to this point of the bridge here, towards where they're building the tunnel, and he is going to start taking and leading off the cable as you're connecting. So you guys are now focusing on your turn doing that. What does Cynthia want to do? Do you want to focus on helping the guards get the people away, or do you want to focus on setting up the bombs?
I'll focus on with the bombs. It seems like Tornin's a lot better with people.
I said the same thing. We can switch that.
And take turns.
I'll work on the first one, I guess, and then start evacuating people and do the rest.
Yeah. So
My role.
Well, we'll say do like a switch off, like who does the charisma stuff and then who does the technology. Kind of go back and forth.
Okay.
So Cynthia, go ahead and roll a persuasion check, because you see that the guards, when they come up to people, you notice they're more intimidating, and you see that people are kind of more nervous than anything around these people. Like they're hesitant to just walk away because they don't know if they're in trouble. Okay.
Does it make my character is like I'm just imagining she's just like, it's okay, everything's fine, and they're just like ignoring me, and they're worried about like you said, if they're in trouble or not. Like they're just completely ignoring what I'm saying.
The guards are like, "Come on, let's go," and they're almost like forceful with it, and you can tell people are more like scared out of their minds, and like you said, your words are just falling like on deaf ears; they're not hearing you. And so you see about maybe 20 people, at least from this section of working, starting to clear out. You see a few other people trying to kind of hide in the corners, like trying not to get seen, like they don't know, like trying to just stay out clear, getting in trouble. And so, does Cynthia want to do? Let's see. Do a dexterity check to see like how fast you can get to the next group of people, and then this will also help you. Will determine how many more people like you can get to.
You said dexterity check. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, dexterity check. Like, oh, you're kind of like rushing through.
My internet is so freaking slow. It's ridiculous. I pay like $89 for internet, and it's like so slow.
That's okay.
So, you said dexterity check?
Yeah.
You said. plus 2, so that's 10.
Okay. Sounds good. So during your next turn, we'll go from there. So
Okay.
I'll say if you get on your dexterity checks, whoever's doing the charisma, like trying to persuade people, this goes for both the train stopping group and the group at the mines. If you guys get 15 or higher on your persuasion check, you guys will get like that area fully cleared. And if you get, or excuse me, not your dexterity. When you get on your dex check a 15 or higher, I'll give you advantage on your persuasion checks going from now on. Okay. All right. Let's see. Going up next. Who's up next?
After Cynthia is Drake.
So going back to Drake, go ahead and do a survival check with advantage. Oh, actually, no. Do a perception check, and then if you get 10 or higher, you'll hear him. Yep. Okay. So you hear, and go ahead and roll with advantage on your survival check. Cool. That's cool. It takes you a bit, but you finally catch up with Limber. And as you get there, you hear a horn for the train in the nearby distance. And you see around the bend the tunnel that the train goes within. What, as your action, what are you thinking of having? What are you thinking to do to stop the train? Because it's going fast. What are you thinking?
I have no idea. No idea.
Is there any spells that you have that like gust of wind or anything like that? Like that might help slow down.
I don't know. Entangle? That's pretty much it.
Let's see. I'm gonna pull up your character sheet so I can help you out. Okay, so
Oh, there's Earth Tremor.
let's see. Earth Tremor. I was looking at it only affects a 5-foot diameter, but I had an idea that might be fun too.
What?
You do let's see. We could say you could do Arcana check, and I'll give you instead of a small beast spirit, if you do summon beast, you could have an air, land, or water beast spirit appear in front of the train, just like convince it to slow down.
Okay.
That's one option.
So Arcana.
Yeah. So Arcana, if you get 10 or higher, you'll be able to say it's a large beast that will stop them. If not, it will just be the regular standard, smaller beast.
Okay. 15.
Ooh, okay. So go ahead. We're gonna do summon beast. With this, so make sure to use your spell slot on this. Let's see. Do you want it to be a beast spirit that? Let's what do you want the spirit to look like?
I'm gonna allow a T-Rex.
Okay, it'll be a small version of T-Rex. I mean, T-Rexes are gigantic, but it'll be a large, mini large. So one appears, and you hear the train as it goes through the tunnel start to like stop, and it doesn't stop in time, but it does like get towards the pass and stops, and it goes through the spirit. And do you drop the spirit when it goes through? Like the train goes right like through it?
I don't know.
Because now the train is coming to a stop.
I guess, yeah.
You see it come to a stop, and you see the train conductors step outside, and you hear one of them go, "What the hell is what's that?" And they were looking, and it's like it was some kind of monster. And they're like, where did it go? And do you guys make yourself known, or what are you guys gonna do to? Now you have their attention, but they might start going back into the train car to start up again. So what does Limber and Drake do?
I guess, don't we just go out? I don't know.
Yeah, if it's stopped, we want to get on the train
Yeah.
now, right? Because we're going to need to evacuate it.
Yeah.
So if it's come to a stop, we can probably. I would think we would want to try to get on it.
Yep.
Okay, so you see the train conductors about to start turning to get back in the train car. Do you call out to them?
Yeah.
You're maybe about like 40 feet. I would say no, you're about maybe like 25 to 30 feet away from them.
I think I'm just going to book it as a cat. I haven't changed back yet.
That's
my
true.
movement speed is 40 feet. I'll just run on the train.
Okay. And then, so as you jump onto the train, you do hear stuff starting again as they're getting ready to start up the train to start moving again. And what does Drake do in this moment? You're still a wolf, by the way.
Oh.
So, I mean, you can turn back to yourself or stay wolf or...
Well, I can't really talk to them if I'm a wolf.
That's true. Or you guys could change it to bigger beasts. You can talk to the train conductors.
Let's talk to them, probably.
Okay. So you guys jump onto the train car. Do you guys revert back to yourselves? Because you see them about to shut the door to like the area where they drive. So what do you guys do?
Yeah, I'll probably change back.
Yeah, I'll change back.
Okay. All right. So you see the door about to close. Or do you guys shout out to them?
Yeah.
Do we need to? They just saw a cat transform into a halfling and a wolf transform into.
Let me do a perception check because like they were already shutting the door. Okay. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me. If you get 12 or higher, they will notice because they could already be like depending on how much they were already going to close the door.
14.
14? Okay. Yeah, they are about to shut the door. You see the guy shut the door and see a cat go, oh, and then a wolf behind it. And like scramble back and then see a halfling and a dragonborn just pop up. And I'm like, what the hell?
I'm really,
and
what the heck?
The door, like, passengers are supposed to understand the train, but why were you animals? And you see it's like a young, like maybe 20-year-old, and you see like an older female come over who looks like the more experienced like train conductor, and she's like, "What is going on over here?" And he was like, she was a wolf, and then he was a cat, And she goes, "Okay, kid, you need to go rest. That whatever we just saw scared the daylights out of you." He goes, "It was real." And the older woman comes over. She's a human, graying hair, in her uniform. She goes, "Can I help you? We gotta get back on schedule."
No,
About that.
we're gonna stop the train.
And she gets tense and she goes, and she shuts the door, more because she doesn't know if you guys are gonna attack, but she like cranks down the window just slightly, just so she can hear you. She goes, "Why?" And
There's
she
a
looks
bomb
like
up ahead.
she goes, "A bomb?"
Yeah, you're gonna need to get everybody off the train.
Like, now.
Like, back this thing up.
Do you have any proof? Like, you do realize the owner of this train is on here. I can't just.
You know the chance you're taking? Okay, don't believe me.
Go ahead and roll either intimidation or persuasion check, because you realize, like, you know that her boss is a dick, and so yeah, you guys can choose like intimidation or persuasion. Either one.
Yeah, I got it 7.
Drake, would you like to persuade?
Oh,
Or
sure.
intimidate?
Persuasion. Nope, persuasion. A 15.
She stops and she goes, "Dang it!" And she goes, "How far is the bomb up ahead?" And she tells her companion, she goes, "Start calling for people to get off the train now." And he grabs like an intercom, and you hear him starting to like say for everyone to calmly get off the train. And she looks at you guys. She goes, "Well, where do we go? Because we're on a train track right here."
Dumb question. Can trains go backwards?
She looks at you. She goes, "Yes, but usually we get another train, like a leading train car on the front to be able to another engine to pull it from the other way. But we don't have that right now."
How far ahead is the? Do I know about how far ahead the explosion is going to be?
You do know it was like maybe. You do know after the bend, there's going to be scouts along the way. And you're assuming that Nini is nearby, but you're not 100% sure when it would be safe for them to get out. You're kind of getting the vibe of like if we take them the way that Drake came up, maybe you guys can hide out in the wooded area until we get past this explosion part. That's one option.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say I don't. I don't know how far ahead it's going to be, but we need to get as far away from here as possible. I think I know a way we can go. This is it. This is the move.
Okay. So for your next turn, you guys will come back to your guys' turn because mainly since you got the driver, your turn has basically just been getting them off the train.
Right.
And now you have the train conductor. But you do hear as you guys start climbing down, you hear people climbing out, kind of going, "What is happening?" You hear the train owner come out, and he goes with the red hair and curly mustache. And he's like, What is happening? Why are we stopping?" And he walks up and he goes, "I'll have your job for this if you're not telling me right now. We have to keep on schedule." And he's coming up to you guys. And what do you guys say to him? You can
Is he
intimidate.
by himself?
No, he he has like his little entourage with him. It looks like his main guard is not with him right now.
I'll try and intimidate him. I'll walk towards him. You said this guy's short?
Yeah, well, I think, so he is, he's a halfling, I believe, or no?
Okay.
So
right.
he is
so
a little.
I'm also a halfling. So I'm gonna walk up to him with my chest all big, but I'll still just meet him at eye level, even though I'm like 3 feet tall.
Oh.
And puff out my chest and and tell him to calm down. Calm down. There's a bomb ahead. Like, what are you doing? Are you?
There's no bomb
If you're in
ahead.
charge,
It's just full.
If you're in charge, you need to get everybody out of here. Like 10 minutes ago.
Okay. And you're being loud, right?
As abrasive as I can be.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll a D100, and that's gonna be how many people notice. And this is gonna essentially either auto, if it's anything below a 10, which is a small margin, then he's gonna be harder to intimidate. But if it's like 30 or higher, he's gonna just cave immediately.
Okay.
Oh, he's caving immediately. He got a 77. He kind of freezes. He looks like he's about to like argue, and then you hear some people going, "Is he really gonna danger us?" Like, and he looks around and he realizes like if he pushes, he's gonna ruin like everything about his company reputation. And he goes, "Fine, where are we gotta go?"
I think the best spot is up that hill, and I point to the way that we can.
Okay. So
that's how we get as far away as fast as we can, unless somebody's got a better idea.
So we're gonna cut back to Drake and Linver in just a little bit. We're gonna cut back to Cynthia and Tornin. So are you guys who's gonna be the one to do the charisma check and the dex charisma check, and who's gonna do the intelligence check?
I guess we'll switch this time.
Okay.
So you said the guards are being kind of more forceful.
Cooperative, but forceful.
Yeah. I guess I'll try to calm people.
Well, I looked at Torrin. Maybe it might be a good idea to maybe ask the guards to be a little more kind with the situation.
Yeah, we don't want to cause a panic.
Right.
So I kind of explained that to the guards, like, hey, we don't want to cause a panic. We don't want anyone pushing back. We just want to, evacuate calmly and quickly.
Go ahead and roll your persuasion check. This is just going to be on the guards.
That's a dirty 20.
They pause and they go, "Fine. All right, everyone. We have an emergency, but we're gonna come out this way." And they start directing, and you see they calm down, but you can tell that they're also getting semi-panicky for their life, but they're calming themselves down. So they start moving faster. Now I'm gonna allow both of you, since you got the 20, I'm gonna allow both of you guys to do intelligence checks. Each of you to do set up the last 2 bombs, because we're not doing all 5, just the 3.
I only got a 7 on that.
Okay. I will say I'll give Ted can do 1 help action, depending on who has the lower roll.
I guess we'll see a Cynthia roll.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said that what we're doing, a dex roll
Intelligence
for
check.
the intelligence? Oh, okay, I could do that.
And then,
Intelligence check.
depending on what you roll.
Ah, damn it.
Uh-oh.
That's a 9.
Ted looks at both of you guys and he goes, he shouts, does anyone know how to help with this? And he looks at one of the guards to see if anything happens. I'm going to roll a d20, 10 or higher. There's another guard that is good with technology. Ooh. There's not another guard, unfortunately. So Ted goes, all right, I'll help you. And he points to Tornin because of your lower roll. So go ahead and re-roll. And then for Cynthia, if you want to push your roll, still, the roll for it was a lower DC, so this is just enough to get it done right. But the DC goes higher if you do go below the initial DC.
Can I roll maybe an insight to help figure out why I'm having trouble with it?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead. You're realizing that this box is internally soaked, so the components aren't working properly.
Oh, crap.
But if you bring this up to Ted, he might have an idea.
Ted, the wires are too wet to go and conduct electricity, so it's not working.
He goes, I'll see what I can do. And he's gonna try to do a dex check, 10 or higher. He's gonna make it. He has +2 to this. 10 or higher. Yep. Okay. So he's gonna run off, and he's gonna come back a few moments later, and he has another box. He goes, "This was one of the ones that we weren't gonna use." So he's gonna give you the help action to do the intelligence check again twice, and take the higher. So you just need a 10 or higher for this.
Okay. Intelligence, you said. Yes. 23.
Okay. You set it up.
My fingers were actually.
And so you guys set it up. You pull it away, and you see Ted at the end of the one part of the cables that he connected. You see a magical stone attached to it. He goes, that way we don't have to be right here when it sets off. Okay.
So that's our receiver then, huh?
And he goes, we're going to have the train come by here, right? We can message your friends to see how they're doing.
Yeah.
I thought do we have to destroy the train though, Ted? We could say that we were late to destroy the train.
Up to you guys, whatever you prefer. But you better let your friends know.
Guard, how important is the train to y'all's town? How important is it? Do y'all distribute things a lot? Is it important?
A lot of food, resources, travel for a lot of citizens. A lot of people rely on this, so kind of important.
Yeah, I looked at Ted. I'm like, we can't destroy that. That's no. I can't in good conscience do that.
Well, we are destroying the bridges though, but okay.
There's a difference between destroying bridges that they can rebuild and destroying something that is their source of food. That's mouths out of that's food out of the mouths of babies and children and all that.
Fair point. He goes, well, do you guys want to message your friends? Let them know we're set to go. We're on our way to the meeting point. And the meeting point is where Nini is scouting out.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send a message.
Okay. So you send out a message. Going back to Nini, you hear it as you pass. You see it appear in text on yours because you have it set to silent, so basically. and so you see the message come in, and then let's see, we're gonna go back to the other two, Drake and Linfer. You guys are now climbing up the hill, and we're gonna fast forward a little, and at the time that Ted tells you guys, he's like, okay, he goes, I'm gonna go with my family when the explosion happens, my extended family, but he goes, thank you for your help. If you need anything, he goes, contact me. He goes, I'll be in Van Horn if you need anything.
Teresa, one thing. So, like, am I understanding this correctly? That now in your world you have texting now?
Pretty much. I had this implemented since like the beginning, and you guys never utilized it. I gave you guys the sending stones like ages ago.
I always thought a sending stone was like just calling, like it's just like a radio, like yeah, like that. But like it's.
I said it was like
texting?
a Pip-Boy, and you can treat it as texting or calling.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like a Pip-Boy. They're expensive in this world, so they're rare. But you also listen to Fallout style music.
Well, we've always kept the party together, so we had no reason to use it until now.
That's true. So, you guys fast forward, and so Nini's on her way to the point. All of you guys are, and so as you guys get in, you hear as the bombs are set off. You see